guys, today I'm going to show you how to do a paper weaving. I'm going to be using neutral colors because my students are going to be using this project for their African mud cloth project, so they will be using neutral colors. However, if you're just following me on the internet, you can use any colors you want. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, so the first thing you need is to gather your materials. You need a large piece of paper. This one is 12 by 18. Some smaller strips of paper. These are 12 inches, so that's the shorter dimension of your big paper by 1 inch. And if you're my students making this, I probably already have these cut for you. I grabbed 2 different colors. I'm using all neutral colors, all browns, because my students are going to be using this weaving for another project that requires neutral colors, but you can use any colors you want if you're just making a paper weaving for fun. I also have a pencil, scissors, and then just a little measuring guide. You can use a ruler. This is actually just a piece of like tagboard or cardboard that's 1 inch thick. So I like to make my cuts 1 inch apart, but you can use whatever thickness you want. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to fold this in half. Now you want to fold it in half like a book so that your fold goes right through the middle. So you're just going to line up your edges, make a nice neat fold. Now the next thing you're going to do is I like to turn my paper this way so that my fold is closest to me and that the open side is at the top of my desk. And I'm going to take my little measuring guide and I'm going to line it up with that top edge and then trace along the bottom. So then I get a space that's 1 inch from the top, or however thick your measuring guide is. I'm going to take the same guide, I'm going to turn it up and down vertically. I'm going to line it up with the left side of my paper. Then I'm going to start at that top line and draw a line that goes from that top line all the way to my fold. Just like that. Then I'm going to take the side of my measuring guide and I'm going to line it up with that line that I just drew. And I'm going to draw another line that starts at this top line and goes all the way down to the fold. I'm going to repeat that all the way across my paper. Now when you get to the end, you are likely going to have either one large piece, or if you do one more line, a small strip. That's okay. It doesn't matter if you want to leave that last one as a big piece and not have that last line, or if you want to draw one more little piece. It's up to you. Alright, so now you're ready to cut. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper and you're going to take your scissors. You're going to start where the fold is. Remember, this paper opens up. You open it up and this space is up against the fold. You drew it backwards. You drew it upside down. So you want to make sure that you start cutting at the fold, and you're going to cut up to that line. And you're going to cut through both layers of paper. So you're going to cut along each of those lines from the fold Alright, once you've cut all of your strips, you can open up your paper, and you can see that your paper still holds together. It's still one piece, but you have these lines cut into it. And if your paper looks just like this, then that means you are ready to start weaving. Alright, so to start weaving, you're going to need to get your strips of paper. You can do one color or more than one color. I'm just going to rotate 2 colors back and forth. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take the first strip and you're going to pick up this strip of paper that's attached to your weaving. So it goes all the way across. You're going to take your first color and you're just going to go under that first piece. Then this is going to come out through this hole, through that slit. It's going to go on top of this next piece. So this one is underneath this strip of paper. And you're going to keep on sliding this forward, going under and then over each piece. So it will weave under, over, all the way up your paper. So So I'm just going to pick up, slide under, all the way to the other end. So when you get to the end, you want to slide this so that it meets that other end but doesn't go past it. If you look on the other side, you can see that it's the same thing. It meets that end but doesn't go past it. Now before you add your next piece, it's important to take this first piece and slide it all the way over as close to your edge as you can get it. Then I'm going to take my next piece. Now this is when I'm going to switch colors. So I'm going to use this piece now. Now this dark brown piece went under the first strip. This one is going to go over first. Then it's going to go under the next one. So every strip that the dark brown is on top of, the light brown is going to go underneath, and vice versa. Every strip that's on top of the dark brown, the light brown is going to go over. So it's just going to do the opposite. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to accidentally go over 2 in a row. It will look like that. And you don't want to accidentally go under 2 in a row either. You should be able to see if you have a mistake like that. So when you get to the end, this piece should be the opposite of this piece. They should almost make like a checkerboard pattern when you push them close together. And I'm just going to keep doing that, switching back and forth between colors until I've filled this up. Alright, so that's pretty much it. That's how you weave it all in. And there is one more step to make sure it's secure and stays this way. Okay, so the last step is you need to glue down all your little ends, all your tabs. You can use a glue stick. You can lift each one up and put a little dot of glue underneath. You could even use something like rubber cement. I have a glue stick right here, so that's what I'm going to use. Liquid glue would work good too. You just lift it up and put a little dot right there and put a little bit of glue. And you need to go along and stick every single tab down. It's very important that as you lift each tab up, after you put glue underneath, you press them down really good so that they don't come up. That's one of the reasons I like liquid glue a little bit more than a glue stick, is it just seems to stick a little bit better. You go along the bottom. You also need to go along the top. And then don't forget, you also need to flip your paper over, and you have tabs on the top and bottom of the other side as well that you need to glue down. And that's it. Once you have all your tabs glued down, your weaving should stay. It should be easy to move around and stuff, and none of your pieces should come undone.
Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed making a paper weaving. Like I said at the beginning of this video, my students are going to go on to add to this to turn it into an African mudcloth style paper weaving. There's lots of things you could do to this. You can laminate it and turn it into a placemat, which is really cool. You can just add pattern and design and make it a beautiful geometric work of art. If you're learning about the Navajo weaving and Native American weaving, you could even take this, fold it in half and glue or staple along the edge, or even weave with some yarn along each edge and turn this into a Native American pouch, which is really cool. There are really lots of things you can make with a paper weaving. So I showed you the basic skills, and now you can be creative from there. Thanks for watching.